Yes, we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is Yogi Speaks, live session number 50. Thank you so much for your continuous support and encouragement that you've been providing us, and all the questions that you are posting on WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Those of you watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you can post your questions in the comments, or you can also join our WhatsApp group and post your questions there. All right, so let's begin. Today's first question comes from Connie ma'am. Dear Guruji, 2 years ago, my father, who was 92 years, passed away. About 4 weeks before he left the body, sometimes he was staring in the air, seeing things and talking to someone. I read that this is not unusual before death. Could he experience already another dimension, or what exactly was happening here? Thanks for your explanation.
Namaste. Yes, welcome, Connie. It's a relevant question, and what you said is correct. See, there is no difference between yogic state, and bhogic state and yogic state. There are 3 dimensions in our life set by our yogic tradition: yogi, bhogi, and rogi. Yogi is the person who is connected, united with the subtle dimension of the existence. Bhogi is connected to the material dimension, matter level, and he is directly connected and united with that dimension, and he is enjoying sensory pleasures. Yogi is enjoying supernatural or the pleasure beyond the senses. He is enjoying, it's called Atma Sukha. Sukha means, this one, enjoyment. The spiritual enjoyment is with the yogi, and Bhoga Sukha. Bhoga means the Bhaudik, which is the dimension of matter. That person is engaged into the sensory pleasures. And Rogi, the person who is suffering from his life. He doesn't know even the yogic enjoyment or bhogic enjoyment or supernatural enjoyment or material enjoyment. He is always into misery. So, from yogi to rogi, it is a journey. When you are born, you are always connected to the infinity. That's why we love children, because they are innocent. They are connected, and their energy is so pure, not converted into the completely material dimension. Then as we grow, we become more materialistic, egocentric. So we are into the dimension of material enjoyment. Then as we become old enough, then our childish vibration will be coming back, because from the birth we are growing, then we are going to die. That death state is almost similar to the birth state. So when we reach to that level, yogic level, our the power of the mind, the dual function will be subsided, and a dual, advaita, means the higher consciousness will start coming up. Once it is coming or evolving by itself, the material existence will be going down, which we label as diseased. When disease reaches to certain intensity, the person will die. That means, going to a different dimension. So this is the fundamental rule. Now, coming back to your specific question, when a person reaches to that rogi level, almost same as yogi. Yogi is creating the roga, the disease state, by practice. Rogi is the disease is coming by itself. So Rogi is a slave of the law of nature. Yogi is the conqueror, the winner of the law of nature. So when he reaches to that level, I mean, during the near death state, that person will experience higher consciousness. Definitely, he will be interacting with the different dimensions, but we say that, oh, poor guy, he lost his sense. He is not in his senses. But actually, yogi is also not in the senses. Indriya nigraha, chitta vritti nirodha yogaha. So now I am talking to you. I am aware of minimum 3 to 4 dimensions as same as this dimension. If I say bluntly, people say I'm simply boasting. That's why usually people who are in control of their mental dimension, they will not usually get into arguments, because that person knows that nothing is permanent. So the level, the vibration of the mind will keep changing. So suppose if somebody is standing next to me or some energy being whom I recognize, I can discriminate that this is a different dimension, and now I am talking to a different dimension, and the people who are listening me in the material plane cannot understand the other dimension. Since I am aware of that, I will ignore the other experiences of my mind, and I will connect or stick on to the existing dimension with others. But if I lose my mind control and I start interacting with the other dimension also, ignoring the present people who are listening me, and if we look at that, why are you standing here? If I look and ask like this, you may label me as insane, madman. Then I will be taken to mental hospital. This is what is exactly happening. If you see a rogi, mentally diseased person, take his mind wave like alpha, beta, gamma, we can measure it now. And a guy in that higher level, he is not connected to the ordinary people, and take the mind wave, the brain wave of a yogi who is in the samadhi or higher consciousness, you see both will, the machine will show the vibration same. But one person who is in higher dimension, we will call him yogi. Other person, we will call him rogi, deceased. So during the time of death, this state, higher consciousness, will be evolved, and that person will be able to memorize many things. What had happened in the childhood, that memory will pop up, or different dimensions will be connected to that. It's like a transistor radio. There are many wavelengths or vibrations in nature from different broadcasting centers. When we start tuning the transistor radio, once that frequency get matched, we will be connected to that particular vibration. Same way, during the death, these people will be shifted to different frequencies, and they will get connected to these different one from nature, and they will interact. What had happened with your father is completely practical, scientific, and real. But the thing is, he experienced in a diseased level. But if you, through practice, create that brain state, you can enjoy it with under the control. Then it will be a yogic experience. Otherwise, it will be a rogi, a diseased person's experience. This had happened even to me also. I used to observe everything. Even from the childhood, I was so keen to observe my surroundings. My grandma, my father's mother, during the time of death, she was in my home. My father was taking care of her. And I have 4 uncles, and one among that 4 had left when he was at the age of 24 or 25. He left home to Himalayas. So I heard from my father, his second brother, younger to him. So he left, and they thought for around 25, 26 years, there was no news about him. Even I have not seen him, but I heard that I had an uncle and he left and he went to Himalayas. People thought he might have passed away like that. Anyhow, so I was also heard about him. And one day during this situation, my grandma was about to die. And many times she was unconscious. She used to speak in a different way. So my father also said, no, she is not in her senses. So don't, disturb her like that. As children, we were instructed. And one day she was screaming. So everybody rushed towards the room, and she was looking here and then. And my father asked him, Mom, why are you screaming? Then grandma was saying that, Pankajashan, like that. I mean, Pankajashan is my uncle who left our place. So she said, she was talking very clearly. She said, Pankajashan, my son, he came. And my father was laughing and said, 26 years now he has not been here, and we don't know whether he is alive or not. My father was joking with her, and she said, no, he was here. Again, she was calling, come, my son, please sit with me, like that. She was in a different mood, in a trance. Anyhow, everybody just ignored it. But after that incident, 4 days later, my grandma passed away. So we also ignored everything. But around after 3 months, this uncle who had left this place, went to Himalayas, came as a monk. I saw him in saffron and everything. I didn't know. I was sitting there, and this guy came, and he asked me, where is your father? I said, who you are? He said, you call your father. I said, father is not here. Then call your mother. So I went inside, and I called my mother and said, Mom, come here. One Swami is there. He is asking about my father. I think he's looking a little arrogant. I didn't like his style. He was a little bit bossy and commanding. So mother came out, and she was a bit surprised. A Swami in saffron with a beard and all these things standing. And she said, okay, please come. Usually, the sages come, we will be very respectful. Then this guy just called Chedati. Chedati means the wife of the elder brother. The moment he called like that, my mom was looking like, wow, she was really jumping. Pankajasha, you came. Then it was a scene over there. I was looking at what's going on. Then my mother told me, this is your uncle who left us for around 26 years ago. This is Pankajasha. Anyhow, that was the story. So this uncle was alive before 4 days before the death of my grandma. She saw her son was coming. After 3 months only, this guy came. What is going on? So mind is mysterious. We cannot explain things. I can tell you hundreds of things which I am going through. So what had happened with your father during the time of death? Yes, he had been into a higher consciousness, but beyond control, a yogic level, diseased state. But if these things are shown to us, if you can practice sincerely, learn to shift your consciousness, go beyond your frame of mind, then you can experience all these things in different dimensions under our control. I am not simply offering. Yes, I had learned from our previous masters, and I had verified with many authentic texts, and with modern science also. Then I put for my practice, and I am experiencing it. And that's what I'm teaching everybody. Do the archana, then do sincerely. then one day you will be experiencing all these things which are labeled, that impossible. Nothing is impossible as far as yogic practice is concerned.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. So the next question from Lomas sir. Namaste, Guruji. Whilst kings were expected to uphold dharma, that is righteousness, and protect their subjects during the times of Ramayana and Mahabharata, why were they involved in hunting as the pastimes and gambling and alcohol consumption as they belonged to the Dwapar Yuga? And in so doing, Draupadi was pawned in a game of dice by her own husband Yudhishthir, and Savan Kumar was accidentally killed by King Dashrath. This was just after Satyug era, when morality couldn't have been in such decline as is now in this era, Kali Yuga. Kindly enlighten me on this.
Yeah, question is long and complicated, but yes, so long as we try to see things through the frame of mind, it will be infinitely long and complicated. But we can bring it back into a single point, Bindu. Once you focus your mind from where the universe is evolved, the primordial atom from which the Big Bang happened or occurred. The moment we experience that Big Bang, then we will come to know where it will dissolve, the black hole. These are all symbolized scientific facts. So Ramayana, Mahabharata, other 18 Puranas, then 4 Vedas, then 6 Veda Angas, and then countless books are there written by countless masters in different era. So what you have to understand is, these are all symbols only. From the question, your question itself, I can tell you, when was the real Satya Yuga? The righteousness was completely, established. When was that? No. There is no righteousness without violation of that. If there is no darkness, how can you recognize daylight? If there is no theft, what is the significance of truth? Nothing. Opposites are essential for a creation. If during Treta Yuga, righteousness was there, then why Ravana was there? Why there was the war between Rama and Ravana? Then why Krishna, the embodiment of God, initiated the Kurukshetra war? So these things are, even Parashurama in the stories fought with Mahadeva, with the God. These are all symbols only. Things are happening, everything in the mind. Dasharathan, the father of Rama, Lord Rama. What does it mean? The guy with 6 chariot, or some stories are saying that no, this guy is capable of or talented to take this chariot into 10 directions. These are all exaggerations. Actually, Dasha means 10, Radha means advancement, movement. Your thoughts are being proceeded through 10 organs, 5 sensory organs and 5 organs for karma, action, Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. That is the symbol of Dasha Radha. Your mind is spreading to the universe through 10 directions or 10 senses, 10 organs. This is the symbol of Ravana also. Ravana has 10 heads. What does it mean? We have material consciousness and spiritual consciousness. Spiritual consciousness is in the intuition, lying in the heart. Material consciousness is being expressed through 10 senses. So material consciousness is the symbol, or that is symbolized as Ravana with the 10 heads. And the spiritual consciousness is in the Rama form residing in heart. So always the Rama and Ravana, our heart, our intuition and our brain, our instinct, intellect are constantly in a fight. Heart says, you are not only a human being, you are a part of this universe, so don't fight with anybody. Then your brain will say, why should I am born with this, I am so and so, I need these things. So Ravana, the sensory concept or mind, will try to capture everything by force, but your heart will say, Rama will say, no, don't fight, because everything is with you. So this is the clash, positive and negative, or Rama and Ravana, or male and female, or heat and cold, or whatever it is, opposites are there. So during all these times, right from the Satya Yuga, Krita Yuga, then Treda Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. These are the 4 dimensions symbolized through different stories and characters. So what do you have to do? Take the essence and focus on that as your own impressions. Like many times I mentioned about this 18 concepts. So Kalaripai too, our traditional martial art, has 18 steps. Why? Because fundamental steps, after that, once you complete the studies, you will get into meditation. If you see this Mahabharata war, the duration of the war was 18 days. And the Achaunis, which were participating in the war, 18. Then, you know, the Achaunis, there are chariots, elephants, horses, and warriors. So if you calculate that number, 27,810, something like that, if you see all these Achaunis, add all the figures, you will come to know everywhere you can see 18. If you go to this Shabarimala temple, you can see 18 steps. After you climb 18 steps, you will see a board, Tattvamasi. The God whom you are searching for is your own self. So Bhagavad Gita, everybody is appreciating it. It is codified in 18 chapters. Rama and Ravana, they fought each other for 18 days. So what is the significance of 18? 18 is the Sharira Tattvam, the essence of your body. Body is a combination of fundamental 5 elements. Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, Akash. Earth, water, heat, air, and sound. So from that 5 elements, Pancha Prana, Prana, Apana, Samana, Udana, Vyana, main pranas evolved. So total 10. And these 10 things are activating your sensory organs. You can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can hear, you can touch. So like that 5 Jnanendriyas evolved. That activates your mind. 16. Then beyond the mind, there is a discriminative faculty. This is right, this is wrong. So like that. Then these 17 things are being managed by whom? The feeling of I, the aham bodha, the sense of I. So these are the 18 steps, but described through countless stories and characters. So here, your specific question, why the dharma chudi, means the violation of righteousness. Why? The Draupadi was there, and she was, kept as, what is it, like a panaya vastu anta parayunnu? Pawn, yes, pawn. Then finally, Dharmaputra lost her. Not only her, he lost her brother, his brothers, his kingdom, everything he lost. Then he went to the forest. Actually, what does it mean? The moment you are not in your senses, then things will be beyond your control. That is the meaning. Then what happened? By nature, there will be some stimulations, some triggers, and you should be able to manage both. You cannot fall into either this side or that side. What was the problem of Dharmaputra? He was always thinking of righteousness, but he was not practical. That is what the master was trying to explain. He was thinking of only the Dharma Shastra, the rules and regulations written for the society, and he didn't want to violate it. If he was practical enough, just go beyond that Dharma for practical, for safety of his brothers, that war would not have happened. Actually, these things are happening every day, every moment in our life. Many times we think that, oh, I should not have done that. If I had not done, it would not have happened. Why? This is what we should learn from all these things. It is not to criticize. Actually, it is to verify. So whatever is happening, even during the time of creation, there were two opposites. You know, the Adi Bindu means from where the explosion, Big Bang happened, then two types of energies evolved. Beyond that, the energy was passive. Shiva. Lord Shiva is the personified form of the inertia, passive energy. He is in always death state, Shavam. Shavam means the passive state. When Shakti manifests on that, that Shavam will become Shivam, active energy. So phase, if we are getting electricity now, so how electricity is being active, one wire is for phase, other wire for neutral. If the neutral and phase are not touching on the device, it will not work. Correct, no? So two opposite must touch on the device, then only it will work. So every action, every creation needs two opposites. So the strategy is how to manage these two opposites. So Adi Bindu is exploded, then Durga, then Kali. Parashakti, the Supreme Mother, is manifested at two dimensions. Durga is the mother form, protector form. Kali is the destroyer form. Without destruction, there is no construction. So here, again, Krishna said in Gita, Samashatraucha Mitraucha. Learn to handle Shatru Mitra. Means the enemy and friend are the necessary manifestations of our existence. So learn to have a balance and equilibrium. Samasthiti means samadhi. You may think, oh, samadhi is attained through higher level of meditation. No, samadhi means the practical mind which can manage two opposites, yin and yang. So learn the technique. From that point of view, go through all the teachings. You can coordinate with your personal existence, with the fundamental theory of existence explained through countless teachings, countless, like explanations. Get into that, be connected, yoga. Connect your mind, unite your mind with the essence of the teachings. Then you will come to know how to live in samadhi. Practical Vedanta means you will be a Vedanti, but same time a successful person.
Thank you, Guruji. So that's all from us for today. So reminder of the questions, we will save it for the next session on Friday at 10:30 a.m. We'll be back. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.